Hey Virgos, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your November monthly general reading here. I'm going to get right into your meditation. A little story for you. There's a focus group being done, and there's a group of people, and there is a box of day-old donuts sitting in the room upon their arrival. And the moderator of said focus group says, hey, here are these donuts here. We'll have fresh ones here in about an hour, but these are here in the meantime. He leaves the room. And some of the people go for the day-old donuts, and others wait for the fresh batch to arrive. When the fresh batch arrives, those who waited are living their best lives, eating a scrumptious, freshly baked, hot donut, and the ones who didn't wait feel slight regret. Spirit's message to you is to wait for that new batch, honey. Wait for a new batch. In your meditation, I saw a train, okay? It felt like a train that was not updated, like not modern, right? An old-time industrial train, if you will. And I saw it going down a track, but it stopped and it started. Alongside of this train was a crocodile, which is Four of Cups energy, right? Dissatisfaction with your lot. But also crocodiles are about timing, knowing when to move and when to be still. The crocodile comes in to help us identify the perfect timing around a perfect opportunity, okay? So I saw this train stopping and starting down this track, and I saw this crocodile kind of going next to it and stopping and starting, and then I saw it completely stopping. When it completely stopped, the train transformed into this super modern bullet train where it was just like sleek and white silver steel, and the crocodile climbed on top of this sleek modernized train and became like, those masts of ships that are like, ladies on the mast for good luck and all of that. It was kind of like that, where the crocodile was on the top, but it was carved out of like this like platinum, and it became sort of like a decorative aspect of this modern train. And then whoop, like it just like zoomed forward ahead. I also heard the song, I feel like it's called New Train. New Train's coming around the track by, I believe, Medicine Show, I believe. Not Old Crow Medicine Show. I think it was just by Medicine Show. Anyhow, so I feel like the message there for you is that there is a new train coming around the track. You're being advised to not push a stone that doesn't want to move or try to accomplish or figure something out before it happens organically within and for you. I do feel like this is a message that you guys have gotten before. I do feel like within this, the new train is closer than it may appear in the mirror, in the rearview mirror, okay? Actually, this is Moonstone. It kind of was like this, actually. The train, it was like zoom. Pretty cool. Perhaps you want to wait for that new batch of donuts. Which is another way of saying, like, you have offers or opportunities that don't feel exactly right, but you might be tempted to say yes just because it appears to be the only one there at the time, and you'd rather not risk it and say no, and then nothing comes in next. Go with your gut and intuition, okay? All right, let's get your energy for November. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's so good. Let's talk about this. The cosmic egg. So this equates to the world key in the tarot. The world key is the last card in the major arcana series, which denotes a completion point, graduation day, success. This is what happens before your new cycle begins again. And what have we been talking about? Old donuts versus new donuts, darling. Those Krispy Kremes. So I'm obsessed with this. This is cause for celebration. This is when all the work is done and there's nothing left to do except wait for your next gift. Wait for your next chapter. Wait for your next abundant life form coming through here. This is like there's nothing left to do. You've done the work. You've set your intention. The spirit knows what you want. People, that's clearly formed for you within your mind about what you want. Right? Even if it's not that specific, it doesn't have to be. You know that you just want a different job, doing something that you love to do, but might not be too specific on what that might look like. Let the universe deliver that with him for you, but it's not going to do that. You don't want to experience regret because you took the day-old donuts. You took the option that came first because you were afraid that something that felt really good not come along after. Be honest with yourself around this. This is so auspicious, Virgos. Remember when I said that the train feels close and then you get the final key in the major arcana? What comes after this when the cycle starts again? The Fool. Fresh, brand new start. A new train coming around the track. It's real close. I'm hearing Christmas time for some of you. There's something about Christmas time. Something about that. Okay. Woo-woo. All right. Let's see what's going on for Virgo. Very exciting. Woo. Okay. Look what's at the bottom of the deck, the Fool. We were just talking about that. So you've got the end and the new beginning right here. Love it. Okay. The Tower. I'm laughing because it feels right on. So remember, this is the past energy coming in that may inform the present. So there's been great change around you, within, outside of you, going on, right? This is actually a termite hill, actually depicted here. I think it's rather clever because termites, you can't necessarily see them, but they cause great damage and destruction to the, physical area that they are, chowing down on. So you have these ants that are chewing down and causing decay, and we're talking about old versus new donuts. Very interesting. Anyway, the Tower is what I like to refer to as the Great Rearranger, which is the universe stepping in and aligning you with your best path when you've been on a path that was not exactly your path, right? We all take left turns, honey. We all have lessons that need to come in so that we can be rerouted to something that we actually want. For example, let's say that you are manifesting, you're like, I'm ready for a new romantic relationship, for example, okay? And you're like, okay, you ready for that? And the universe and your guides are going, okay. They put the order in. Now, what's it going to take to get this order delivered? Okay. Well, they have some self-sabotaging tendencies that are stemming from their past relationship, which caused a lot of pain that they haven't quite dealt with yet. So that needs to be sorted with so they don't project their old relationship onto their new one, because that wouldn't end well. So what can we do around this? Oh, I know. We're going to send someone to them first as a sort of tester buffer to highlight some of these not yet healed aspects of themselves or from their past relationships so that they can identify that. It's not going to be pretty, but they'll move through it and heal. And then after that, perhaps they'll be ready for this new relationship. But they need an in-betweener to get them through the pain and process that. See where I'm going with this? You ask for something, and then the universe as the Tower comes in and delivers it to you. And sometimes works out the path to deliver it to you. And sometimes it's not pleasant, but it's always what you need. Okay? Right. And this can come in a lot of different forms. This can be a sick family member, right? This can be a sudden, a loss in residence or change of residence. This can be a lot of different things. But it is the Great Rearranger, and it always is in our best good. It's how we respond to these Tower moments, right? Ooh. Hi. So I just want to point out that technically you have 3 major arcanas here already. So this denotes a very potent and important time for y'all, which is cool. So you have the Magician here, which is super beautiful. The Magician is very masculine energy. This speaks of using all the tools at your disposal to manifest. This is what we've been talking about this entire reading, right? Manifestation. It's interesting. I feel like we're looking at, because this is technically, you have the Fool, right? And then you have the Magician. In the journey of the Fool represents the querent, which would be you watching this video. So you begin as the Fool, and the Magician is the first stop along the road to enlightenment, right? The Magician is not the Fool. The Fool experiences everyone coming after the initial start of their journey. Does that make sense? So the Fool, the querent, sets out on their journey, and the first stop is the Magician, who teaches them how to identify first their strengths and their weaknesses, and how to utilize their strengths and improve upon their weaknesses to manifest what they desire and achieve balance and flow as above, so below, i.e. the infinity symbol. Okay? The Fox also aspect of this shows a certain cleverness and clever solutions and clever ways of thinking that don't seem quite obvious. This is the side door, the stage door, something that is not overtly obvious, right? And then The querent, the fool, moves on. He goes, okay, thank you for teaching me that. Then moves on to the high priestess, which is number 2, which teaches him about using his intuition along with the tools that hit blah, blah, blah. So point being that this is the number 1. This is your first step along the road as you are the fool leaving off on your new journey. So this is very auspicious, Virgo. It feels very potent. It feels like you have a beautiful opportunity before you. I also want to say, in the Northern Hemisphere, depending on where you are, we associate Christmas time with the weather. Even if you live down in Florida or something, honey, it's still, there's fake snow everywhere at the Santa Claus at the mall or what have you. So it's the Christmas songs, all of that. It doesn't matter if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. I feel like wherever you are, Christmas time has its own connotations. But I love that I was feeling Christmas time for you guys. And then we have something that looks rather Christmassy, which is really beautiful for you guys. Really beautiful. This is all lining up really beautifully, Virgo. Very nice. Let me explain that. When things seem to line up well in a reading like they are right here, that is not a reflection of me. That doesn't mean I'm getting it right. That doesn't mean that I'm on game today. Had a caffeine. That's not what that means. It's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of your energy and clarity of thought. When something appears all over the place in a reading, that is a reflection. I mean, it can be about the reader for sure, but most of the time, it's a reflection of the energy that they're tapping into. So this is kudos to you, not me. Okay? Work it out. Knight of Pentacles. I'm living for this. Let's talk about this. I'm very excited for you that I'm so excited. I need a sip of tea. Here's why. Knight of I'm in a new location, by the way. I just thought I'd state the obvious. I'm on location here. That's why it's different. We'll return back to normal settings next round. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the whole deck. This is you and your earth energy. Here's why I'm obsessed with this. This is about long-lasting abundance, because the reason that the Knight of Pentacles is my favorite knight is because when he take his time getting to where he's going, but once he gets there, he's not going anywhere. Would you rather wait? You know where I'm going with this. Would you rather wait for this abundance to arrive and then have it be around for the foreseeable future? Would you rather get it quickly and then maybe have it not work out or leave quickly? Where am I going with this? Day old donuts or new donuts? Worth the wait, right? Okay. Some clarifies here. You know, there's a very particular feeling of zen that I'm feeling here amidst all this. It's really quite lovely. It feels like you have a particular clarity of mind. There's almost this feeling of allowance. It feels like you are coming through some sort of fog, or maybe being unsure about things, and you've entered into this place of allowance, which opens up the energy for you to gain some clarity about where you want to go moving forward. It's very cool. Anyway, Ace of Cups, to clarify the Tower. So here's what. This is really funny how this is coming forward. So the Ace of Cups is self-love. It's actually also, you know, intuitive and psychic downloads as well. And I'm getting that with the lightning. I do feel like you're going to have some very prophetic dreams. I have to tell you, I feel like you're going to have some very prophetic dreams. Okay, quick note. There's something called dream work. Whoa. Clairaudience coming in too. Some of you might be experiencing a ringing in the ears this month as well. I have to tell you, I've been feeling it from the start. Your intuition is on point this month, Virgo. It's very good. So with this dream work, in order to get messages and you know, sort of clear insight in your dream time, which means the difference between, you know, prophetic dream or a dream that has messages for you is that it's going to seem pretty fantastical or separate out. It won't be something that you can point to as having a meaning in your life. What do I mean by that? Life as it is. What do I mean by that? When your subconscious is working through something in dream time, you might have watched a movie about zombies last night, and then you have a dream that you are eating. Oh, this is God is really, why am I going here? And you have a dream that you're being chased by zombies or like eating your own foot. I'm like, oh my God, what does it mean? Well, you watched the movie last night, your subconscious is working it out, right? The difference would be having a dream that's a message, or intuitive dream as it were, is going to be something that you remember very well. You're not going to forget it as soon as you wake up. I can remember prophetic dreams or messages that I've had in dream time from years ago, because that's the nature of them. Also, keeping a dream journal close by, really good idea as well, just in cases. But there's going to be an opportunity here for you around that. Also, if you make the time for intuition to come in, if you intuitive journal, if you clear space, if you go for long walks, if you sit in a garden, all of that is good. But I really feel like there's going to be some sincere messages from your higher self coming through in your dream time it's very, very pertinent. I feel like that's the Ace of Cups here too, in the flip side of the Tower, where it's going to be these lightning bolt moments where you're like, oh God, whoa. Deja vu. I'm also hearing that the purpose of, I shivers you guys, I'm also hearing that the purpose of these dream messages is going to be, I'm going to go with the same examples just because for fluidity of thought and narrative here. But let's say that you have a dream about, you're working a certain job. And you're in a place that that you don't recognize from your life. You can see certain things about the office or the area or where you would eat lunch there or something. And you feel really, really happy. And then you see the image of a picture of an orange hanging on the wall and like a specific coffee machine brewing vanilla coffee or something, right? You're like, that's really random. I'm going to remember that. But yeah, okay. Or you have a dream that you have a romantic connection with someone, you're really happy, and you are, sitting on a couch eating buttered popcorn and drinking, I don't know, champagne. Ooh, it's a nice combo. And then maybe months down the line or next month or even a few weeks from now, or I don't know, around Christmas time, you are, you're given an opportunity to go in an interview somewhere or whatever have you, and you look up the office online or you look up the company online and they have a picture of what, their workroom or their break room. And you see a picture of an orange with, whatever, a coffee pot in the background. You're like, oh God, that's a sign and symbol going, this is something, this is it. Same with the romantic thing, right? Those points of deja vu. You're on a dating profile and someone says that their favorite movie watching combo is popcorn and champagne. That's what's coming to you and available to you in the month of November. As a point of advice, in order to keep the messages clear and comprehensive, you can do this in a very deliberate way and just try to keep your mind and your body clear. Meaning, maybe don't imbibe in any chemical altering type deals on nights where you're like, you know what, I feel like I could have some good dreams here. I look for this guidance, but it's, I'm going to bed after having some wine and I wake up and I'm hazy. I don't remember anything. Or, there's certain substances that make it more difficult to remember your dreams at a point. So just think about that. Okay. The Magician. Yep. So this is really cool. We have the Eight of Swords here to clarify the Magician. This is really beautiful. Because I feel like, remember when I said that I'm feeling like a clarity of thought and a clear intention and purpose? It's funny because that's what the Magician is as well. But I feel like this is where you've been. The Eight of Swords is that analysis paralysis. It's that mental prison to which only we hold the key, right? So it's interesting that it's coming up in this context because I feel like this is the solution out of this, right? This is the counter energy to this, right? Look at these three owls here in the moon. I'm going back to these dreams in the night and day. Owls are about seeing clearly, and they see just as clearly in the nighttime as they do during the day, right? So it's about clear sight. It is about intuition, honey, and wisdom and dream time, right? So I do feel like this is saying in your dream time, in your meditative hours, in your quiet time, you are going to experience a mental clarity and direct purpose and act just like that updated train that's going full speed ahead in those moments where you take to actually be on the receiving end of this, as opposed to engaging in an Eight of Swords place and trying to figure it out yourself. This is the outdated train. This is the old box of donuts. This is how you've done things in the past, and it hasn't necessarily worked out well for you. I can guarantee you it wasn't fun. Or you can start with the newness, the number one, right? And go, hey, I can identify tools. I may not be the time to pick it up and use it quite yet, but I'm ready. And you know what RuPaul says, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Okay? All right, it's a choice. It's a choice. Swords, prison, or magician. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Let's do it. Okay, okay. First of all, the Magician is at the bottom of this deck, and I'm obsessed with that. Ace of Swords. What were we talking about mental clarity? It's not the sword from the Magician's key right here. Mental clarity, big ideas, communication relief. I also want to point something else out. See this laurel wreath right here? That laurel wreath is from the World Key in the Tarot, which represents accomplishments, right? Do you know why they give the laurel wreath to those who win the Olympics, traditionally? The laurel wreath is associated with Apollo, the sun god, illumination, I'll have you know. And Apollo, this is weirdly pertinent. Okay. Apollo was chasing down this wood nymph. I can't remember her name. I think that, oh, wait, was it Laurel? It was something like a form of laurel, something to do. Oh, no, it wasn't Laurel. It was something else. Anyway, he's chasing down this wood nymph and she cries out to Mother Earth. She cries out to Gaia and says, oh, God, I really don't want this man to overtake me. And like, you know, he wasn't going to do anything good to her once he caught her. Hello, gods have that, you know, Greek gods in particular have that reputation, right? Especially the male ones. No shade, just, you know, all tea. So she cries out to Gaia and says, please help me. I really don't want what comes next. Like, help me. I'm a virtuous, you know, nymph over here trying to live life in the woods. So Gaia answers her prayer by turning her into a laurel tree. So the laurel tree, once Apollo sees that she's turned into a laurel tree, he's like, oh my God, I really messed up. He kind of realizes the error of his ways. He, you know, sees the laurel and he decides to, you know, kind of associate himself. Well, it's a whole other layer to it, isn't it? Associate himself with the laurel tree and the laurel branch and say this forever is going to be a sign of, you know, victory and the highest point of accomplishment, and it will be a sacred plant forever, sacred tree. So I feel like there's something to that. But if you think about it, she's running quickly and then is turned into a tree that is completely still. Apollo is chasing after her, only to find that what he was chasing after isn't there anymore, but it's transformed into something that will never move again. Interesting. Anyway, Ace of Swords, again, is that clarity of thought, big inspiration, communication. This is when you know. This is your opportunity, your next chapter, your next point of longevity coming to you is going to be something that is around for a long time. You're going to know it and feel it in your bones because you either dreamt about it, you have intense deja vu upon it, you just know it. Also, when you know something, you don't have to ask others about their opinion about it. Have you ever noticed that? When you're really sure about someone, or you're sure about a job offer, or you're sure about moving somewhere, you don't feel the need to ask others' opinions about it. You tell them about it. Have you ever noticed that? Like, hey, Mom, I'm moving to Miami. Are you excited for me? Versus, hey, Mom, I'm thinking about moving to Miami. What do you think? There's so much information in that. There really is. This is not going to be something that you ask about. This is going to be something that you tell about, which is huge. Okay. Let's get an oracle. My Virgos. Oracle for my Virgo. God, so obsessed. The giveaway. This is really lovely. So the giveaway speaks of, generosity and giving and receiving. I feel like for you guys, this is a matter of, I do feel like there is an energy here of acceptance, surrender, going, hey, I give it away. I release this. I know that what's coming to me is going to be better than anything that I can manufacture myself. I do feel like also this is you giving away in a positive aspect. Where is it? These Eight of Swords aspects of you going about doing things where you overthink things, you get up in your head, you doubt yourself, and you're just, remember I said I felt this mental clarity and this release and relief? That's exactly what this is here. It's like, you know what? I let go to grow. Just heard that. Let go to grow. Okay. And what's on the other side of this giveaway is the receiving. Okay. This is really, really beautiful, Virgo. Really, really. Kind of looks like she's wearing owl feathers on her head too. She's really, really beautiful. All right, Virgos. Woo! This is your month of November general reading. I so hope this helped and resonated with you. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your comments. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And most of all, thank you for being you. Be well. Until next time.